this just in. For you to refer to something as a really old movie, not just an old movie, but a really old movie, it has to be at least 40 years old. Um, so we can't do that with Empire Strikes Back until 2020. And that, children, is how we have a a, a film involving two superheroes go at each other and not be completely dark. Brooklyn, Queens. We have in Captain America Civil War a good movie. Probably the best I've seen so far this year. Then again, I haven't seen that many movies this year. But definitely one which I think could be an Oscar contender. Of course, it won't be because of, politics, ironically enough. And here we have Tony Stark, whose common law wife has left him, having he now goes to hit on hit on the relatives of 16-year-olds from Queens. And it starts out with Captain America and company chasing down Crossbones in Lagos, Nigeria. Now, what they're doing in Lagos, Nigeria, I don't know. But wasn't in charge of the script. Anyhow, the Scarlet Witch accidentally blows up a building. They're near Wakanda, and so that multiple nations are now in on this, and then somehow, even though he can't find the Hulk, General Thunderbolt Ross has become Secretary of Defense and wants them all to sign this little note that the UN will say in everything. Um, and here's where the incidents pursue. Because Cap doesn't want to sign, Tony says, you know what, we need to be put in check. Cap says this is not the way to be put in check, and Tony is feeling guilt because of all the collateral damage, apparently, that was done during Avengers 2 with Ultron. Meanwhile, uh, the Winter Soldier they're looking for, they capture, they bring in alive, but people want him dead, including the new king of Wakanda, whose father was killed because he believes that Bucky, blew up a whole bunch of people in Vienna. I've been to Vienna. I'm not even sure people would notice that things were blown up in Vienna. No, no, they would notice. They would notice it, but it's blab and dreary. Might actually improve the scenery if things were blown up there. Nah, it wouldn't. But I digress. Um. Anyhow, the good. Uh. uh they are all being set up by Baron Zemo, who does not have a mask glued to his face. You know, because it accidentally got glued to his face because he was a baron, and the mask represented royalty of some type. Uh, and he's a guy whose family was part of that collateral damage, leading to to the discovery that while we knew Hydra had killed Tony and Maria Stark, we didn't know that they had sent a brainwashed Bucky Barnes to do so. Incidentally, how does this guy not age? I mean, if he's out of the freezing thing, how does he stay that young looking? I mean, I know his arm is he's got his left or right arm is completely a machine now, but how is that possible? Uh, Now I have never got the whole Vision Scarlet Witch thing. He's an android, for goodness sakes. How does she feel attraction to an android? How does he feel attraction at all? He's an android. I. Meanwhile, they're gonna have to all clear this up because apparently that that shield is U.S. government property. It's now been abandoned, and because Cap has real tight with his friends, especially those who saved his life again and again and again. Meanwhile, Chikala is giving them a place to hide out. Uh, Hawkeye can't get back to his family because he's been arrested along with other people, and Ant-Man thinks you can't uh, trust any generation of Stark. So does Hank Pym, but that's a whole other thing. And oh yeah, the wall crawler is in this underoos, and Tony is telling him how much he could actually fight in on this. Otherwise, he's going to tell May Parker about what her nephew is doing. Uh, Probably on their date. But of course, we've never seen May Parker that young looking before. Um, but anyway, I'm now psyched for the Spider-Man movies. And I will really like Captain America: Civil War. So, what were your thoughts? Please tell me. If I can think of anything else, I'll come up with something.